Pirate Software, everyone's favorite egotistic Nepo baby. But I honestly should not be too hard on the guy. I mean, he worked 7 years at Blizzard for minimum pay, while his dad was one of the first 10 employees in Blizzard in general. I'm sure no nepotism took place there, or maybe it did, and a lot. In any case, I was contacted by a fellow named Uneasy256, and he gave me a pretty interesting scoop about Pirate Software, something that no one has talked about before, and it's yet again one of his lies. And this video is pretty exposing, honestly, because up until this point, I and probably many of you thought that Pirate Software just lies about literally everything, so he seems like the coolest, the smartest guy in the room, okay? That he's always right and all of that stuff. But turns out, no. Pirate Software does not lie only for that sake. He actually does something insidious, which, when I figured this out from this video, that he does that, made me question it even more. How the hell was this guy not exposed for all his lies previously? And when you're gonna finish this video, we're gonna have a whole map of all of Pirate Software's potential lies, because he does this one crazy thing with his lies. But more about that when we get to it. First of all, let's see what he's lying about.
This is a wild thing. We actually haven't seen this before. But basically what happened was somebody did some copyright strikes against Iron Mouse's VOD channel and also her main channel on YouTube. They did DMCAs. The problem with this is, in order to refute a copyright strike, you have to give your personally identifiable information, your PII. This includes your name, address, phone number, so on and so forth. This is part of the DMCA process. It's not a YouTube demand. This is a part of DMCA demand. This person was doing this to try and dox Iron Mouse. That's the reason they were doing it. So Iron Mouse couldn't send the information, which means she got all the strikes, channel got taken down. Horrible, horrible behavior. YouTube got enough pressure from the public that they said, hey, this is bullshit, and they brought the VOD channel and the main channel back up. So I'm really glad that that happened, but it shows you if Iron Mouse did not have the large community that she does, this would have been very different. And I think this is a very clear pathway for abuse on a platform.
So, he's currently not lying about anything, but this is just so you understand what's currently happening. This is the situation where the Iron Mouse DMCA drama is happening, and it's a pretty big subject in the community. Note that. Pretty big subject in the community.
Platform like YouTube, and it needs to be resolved in some way, because this could be used against smaller creators that don't have that kind of a platform, and there's
it already is being used, by the way. There are ways around that, and I personally use ways around that, that you don't have to actually give your information, but no one else seems to do it, and I'm not gonna reveal it. But for example, if someone's trying to sue me, they're actually suing a different person. Completely legally, may I add.
Nothing anyone would be able to do to save them. And I think that's not great. I think that's a really big problem. So yeah, no, this is...
Effectively, there is a layer of protection that you can create around yourself in case of stuff like this happening.
It's not good, dude. But thankfully, in this case, it got resolved. But, like, damn, that's not great. Fake DMCA takedowns need to be prosecuted as fraud. They're supposed to be able to be. That's illegal. Not supposed to do that. Can't you just use...
Ooh, and that's a little bit of foreshadowing, I guess, for the current situation when he himself is issuing false DMCA takedowns. And by the way, everyone's just talking about the false DMCA game takedown, but Pirate Software allegedly has actually issued false DMCA takedowns against small YouTube channels.
Use an LLC. Not everybody has those set up for that reason, right? Not a lot of people realize you got to set up like a shell company to deal with that shit. And I think that's important to understand. Yeah, the DMCA dispute shares the information.
You don't even need to set up a shell company, by the way. It's much more easier than that.
Information with both sides, bingo. But the attacker could put in fake information, which is like, what the hell, man? Are you safe from such things? No, but we also have a company in the way. Like, if somebody DMCA'd me, I'd be like, all right, let's fight. We've done it before. We actually, did you know we actually got a fake DMCA claim one time? Did you know that? It was 300 attacks on the channel. Long time ago. We were much smaller. Basically, we use all of our own music, so our music is made in-house. And this is made with samples from a company that is based...
This is where the lying starts, okay? So, this is the thing that Pirate Software does. He always wants to be the center of attention. He wants to be everything. So, since the Iron Mouse DMCA thing is happening, You know what he's currently doing here? Because this is what the video is going to be about. This is what I got tipped off and sent an email showing everything that he's lying about. And all of this, by the way, is just blatant lies. He probably did not get a single takedown. He probably did not even get in this situation a single time. He's just faking it. Because, oh, Iron Mouse is getting so much attention because of the DMCA drama. Well, he just needs to insert himself there because he wants more attention. And this is insane. This is probably not the first time he has done that. He lies to be the smartest, the center of the attention and whatnot, and he will lie about things that did not happen, seemingly, about other situations where he's not even a part of, just to insert himself into them. And this is what he's doing here. And all of this, what is going to transpire, is so easy to prove wrong.
Out of the UK. And those samples are like instrument noises, things like that, so that we can go and arrange that into the music that we have. We paid for these samples. We paid for a license for those samples. So that
everything he is going to say now is a blatant lie, by the way, from start to finish. All of this, he's making up. All of it. None of this is true. Now, granted, about the UK, maybe he's actually just misunderstanding one thing, but he's lying. They did not pay. They did not pay for the samples. They don't. They are not really making in-house music in the way that he's describing. All of this is lies.
we could use them in the music. This other company also paid for a license. So we have a license and they have a license. But then they did something really interesting. Really interesting. They took that license and they made a fake musician with fake music that was just the sounds, just like that's all the sound was. It was just all.
This part is probably the only thing true because there have been people who have been doing something similar akin to this and then trying to take the revenue away from people who make original music.
Them mashed together. And then they made a fake musician out of the country of India. Did not exist. Guy was not real. And then they made a bunch of music on YouTube and they DMCA claimed anybody else that content.
Yes. The easiest way to DMCA someone is to have something that actually falls in the same video.
ID matched songs that had that licensed audio in it, and they hit hundreds of creators. We actually got 300 claims against our videos in the same day. And then, here's the cool part, they made it so that the
300 videos. Well, I guess I'm gonna start showing things here. So, 300 videos that he says are got claimed are from his game Heartbound. Unfinished indie dev game, 7 years still in early access. Is it a scam? Well, you be the judge of that. And he's talking about Heartbound. Heartbound has 100 OST tracks. So there is no physical way to actually get hit 300 times. You only have 100 videos. It's one company doing all of this stuff. They can't strike a video multiple times. There is no company that can strike a video 2 times. It's 1 strike per video maximum. So he's just he's just making it up. It is impossible to strike him 300 times for you for the soundtracks. Now, granted, there's a chance that maybe a small snippet is in the video, but typically it's not picked up by the system because it's too low. So these are the videos that he's most likely talking about, and there's only 100 of them. The second part is that my source did not tell me about, but this is something I know just being as a YouTuber, is if you get striked 100, 300 times like this guy is saying, your channel goes offline until all of the strikes are resolved. That's too many strikes. Your channel's off until all of that gets resolved. There is no way to have 300 strikes. DMCA strikes on your YouTube channel, and it's still being up. You're gonna have to resolve those strikes and then get it back on.
UK could not view the music, so it was banned in the region of the UK. So the parent company that sold us the licenses couldn't even see the music to dispute it. So we had to reach out to the parent company and be like, yo, this is going on. And they went, what the hell? We can't even see the music. And I was like, yeah, they've specifically targeted your company. They know exactly what they're doing. They went into it on a legal sense, and we got all the strikes removed like 2 weeks later. And it was crazy, dude. But here was the problem. I had to go to every single one of our 300 plus videos and manually fix them one at a time. There was no mass fix for this. I had to do
Yeah, and this part is just this part is also just him completely making it up. First of all, it just doesn't make any logical sense. If you went to the company that actually holds the original license and they go to YouTube and say, "Hey, we're the original owners of this and this gets fixed," he doesn't need to go anywhere manually and do anything. The strikes are going to be revoked because the strikes issued are false and YouTube knows that they're false, so they remove them. There is no need for him to press anything or fix anything. But the second part is about the UK music thing and everything. This is just made up bullshit. Yeah, he's just making this up. This is a screenshot of a video where the composer of the, what's it called, Hardbound soundtrack is commenting, and and he replies here. And someone is asking, what samples do you use for Hardbound, and is there a sound front for it? What is a sound front? No idea. But this is his response. Not many sound fronts, I'm afraid. Sound fronts are probably the places you actually get the music from. I mostly use samples from Cinesample, which I got from Hardbound's Kickstarter. Some stuff from Spitfire too. Spitfire by chance has some really good free sample libraries, like the ones from Labs, which I use often, and the free BBC Orchestra. Any specific instrument you're curious about. So this guy is effectively, from what he is saying here, I'm not even sure if there is actually any music that they bought the license to, because everything used in Hardbound by this text sounds like it's just free stuff compiled together by this guy. So there is no magical company that's gonna protect them because it's their stuff. And that company has copyrighted it as their stuff for free usage. Okay? And the thing about all of this is the company that he's talking about. This is one of the companies. This is Cinesample, or whatever you want to call it. And this is the alleged UK company, found in Los Angeles in 2007. So yeah, PirateSoftware is completely making the stuff up about the UK. About stuff like that. I think the reason why he's making this stuff up about the UK is because I have seen documentaries where people explain how these things happen, and it is actually true. The people who try to use DMCA to steal music from other people do this, and then they exclude the original country where the music company actually is from. And in this case, PirateSoftware, being the, I don't know, fucking owner of his own game, obviously doesn't know that the samples that they are using are from America, not from the UK. So the UK has absolutely nothing to do here in this case. Now, granted, there is also Cinesamples, Hardbound, Spitfire. Well, let's check out actually Spitfire, because he didn't send me a link for that. Spitfire.com about section, I'm gonna assume. Contact us, accept, I don't... Unleash your business full online potential. What the hell is this? Spitfire.com, owned by... Spitfire.com, a trending name, blah 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 blah. Academy established in Spitfire Academy was flight school in Spitfire.com. Who is Spitfire belong to? A Royal Air Force. Okay, that's a plane. So the other thing is not even something that we can see. You see what I mean? He's lying about everything. He's making this story up just to self-insert him as someone who has been about this. Again, you can't get DMCA 300 times. They probably did not buy a single music license because all of the OTS is done from free samples from different places, said by the guy who actually made the music. And admittedly, this is conjecture, but from the way that he replies about things, it doesn't seem like he uses any paid samples. And again, considering do you think this guy would actually pay for music? Considering his game has been in early access for 7 fucking years. Do you think he honestly is gonna pay for the music? No. So all of this is just made up. Why? Because he wanted to insert himself in the Iron Mouse DMCA drama. And be like, oh, this has happened to me too, guys. Talk about me, please. That's PirateSoftware for you in a nutshell. A complete egotistic maniac, loser, liar. 10 out of 10. And Nepo baby, who worked at Blizzard for 7 years. Bye!